Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Story Mode on PlayFrame and Lakeland, where it is still incredibly soggy. My tall boots are filled with water and my socks are wet, and I would like to go inside now, please. Lena, can we go inside now, please? Her mind at ease, Lena is ready to return to her duties, and I am ready to return to my room. I'll not keep you. You and your comrades have much to discuss. I'll see the others back to their posts. Thank you. Good chatting. Stay dry. That's a very stupid thing to tell someone in a rainstorm. Okay, let's catch up with Alphino. Wet, 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 wet. Get inside. Let me in, it's raining. Okay. Whew. Soaked. Sorry for getting water all over your nice, fancy floor. An adventurer calling himself a warrior of light. Why would anyone tie themselves to the legacy of individuals held in such low regard in the first? That is the question, isn't it? Warriors of light. Harbingers of the flood and all the world's woes. That this wanderer would so boldly claim their title is most curious indeed. That is what Y'shtola said in fancier words. "'Tis strange to think how heroes so beloved by the people could be brought so low in so short a time." Alphino tells me a warrior of light has slain the Sin Eater. Quite frankly, I'm not sure what to make of this. Yes, I was hoping to speak with you about, on second thought, never mind. It would be rude of me to pry. It would, but good of you to recognize that. All right, Alphino. The others were quite shocked to hear of what we found in Lakeland. But now that you're here, there's a proposal I should like to make. Let's hear it. I've been spending a great deal of time in the Cabinet of Curiosity, and of late I've noted more and more people perusing books on history, the years leading up to the Flood in particular. I suspect they wish to know more about the Warriors of Light, as well they should, but nearly everything I've come across describes them as Sin-Eaters or worse. Regardless of whether or not this Warrior of Light is who they claim to be, I worry that their sudden appearance, in conjunction with this renewed interest in their predecessors, may lead to growing unrest and fear. If the people of the Crystarium seek the truth, I say we give it to them. I too can attest to the falsehoods found within full many of the Cabinet's tomes, with nary a mention of the noble deeds of Ardbert and his comrades. To be fair, they bear some responsibility for the Flood, but when the tale is told again and again over the course of a century, I'm not surprised to see their roles distorted and them painted as villains. Were it not for the records stored within the Crystal Tower, I'd have had no reason to question the narrative. Unfortunately, that knowledge is of no use, for when I arrived here in the first, their reputation had already been irreparably tarnished. That said, there still remained those who worked tirelessly to defend their good name in those early days following the Flood. Considering all the good they had done, I find it a wonder they needed defending at all. They brought to justice the man who misused my knowledge to bring about the fall of Verbert. That such heroes could be spoken of in the same breath as Sin-Eaters is absurd. Under normal circumstances, I would agree. But as time passed, those who knew firsthand of their deeds dwindled. In the end, only one truth remained, that they were the cause of the Flood. With the world on the brink of oblivion, it was all too easy for the Warriors of Light to become villains, deserving only of resentment and hate. At that point, the truth mattered little. It would not change their lot. Thanks to all of you, however, their lot has changed, and now they may heed the long-forgotten truth. You claimed it was Ardbert who helped you overcome Emmet Selk, correct? Such a revelation would do well to sway the hearts of those who know him only as a villain. I've shared this with a select few, but one and all must be told of his sacrifice. To that end, I say we proceed with Alphino's plan. We call together the people of the Crystarium and recount to them the true tale of the Warriors of Light and the Flood that followed in their wake. Well, What say you, Derman? Spread the word, I say. I do kind of wish we'd done this sooner. I know we were kind of busy, I see why we didn't, but yeah, I wish we'd done this sooner. In hindsight, I agree. But better late than never, no? Exarch, might I ask you to continue working with Becklug on our means of returning home? The rest of us will see to gathering the people of the Crystarium and the XIV. We have to reach out to anyone and everyone who might be willing to lend an ear. With any luck, word will spread and more will accompany them. All right, a task. And probably back out into the rain. I have seen many a great and terrible thing in my long life, as has the Exarch, no doubt. Of man I can say this, his memory is short, his heart fickle. Let us pray that your words reach him. There can be no darkness without light, and so it was that Ardbert was there in your hour of need. The people must be told. I agree. Let's get to work on that then. Soaked. All right, whom shall we educate first? Let's start with you, Chesamil. You seem level-headed. Derman, my, what a wonderful surprise. Though I hope your being here doesn't mean someone's been hurt. Thanks to you, I've had far fewer patients coming through my door of late, which is a shame, come to think of it. I've had fewer opportunities to test my new medicines. Medical humor. I jest, of course. It's actually been quite pleasant to have a few moments to myself now and again. I have news. The truth about the Warriors of Light. But the Exarch has already spoken with me about them. Well, if there's more to the tale, I'd very much like to hear it. Fantastic. Join us in the XIV sometime later in the future. When the time is right, you will know. I assume. Okay, who's next? Oh yes, the people of the Crystalline Mean, doing all the crafting and gathering and whatnot. Let's report to leadership. Cadlis, hello. Well, what a coincidence. I was just reading over a letter I received from Grenalt not long ago. He says a visitor from the Crystarium found him at the bottom of the ocean, and that he inspired him to reach new artistic heights. Well, I can only think of one person capable of both feats, though I'd say the latter's far more impressive. To think fate could bring the two of you together in such a place. It was very weird he was down there. Anyway, I have different news. I'm sorry? You mean the Exarch didn't tell us the whole story of the Warriors of Light? Well, whatever he's left unsaid, I'm all ears. Excellent. The XIV, at an unspecified time in the future. Be there or be square. Who's next? Ah, of course. The Cabinet of Curiosity. The source of so much of this misinformation. We should probably let some of them know. Morin, leader of bookworms, I bring news. No, this can't be. Surely there is at least one book here that does not cast the Warriors of Light and their deeds in such a negative light. There. Hey, I have news, by the way. Oh, Derman! Forgive me. The Cabinet of Curiosity has been bustling with visitors of late, but I fear our repository lacks for the knowledge they seek. The people wish to know the truth of the Flood, of the Warriors of Light. I've searched high and low, but, alas, every account portrays them as no better than sin-eaters, abominations worthy only of scorn and resentment. I know they were not always judged so harshly, yet I can find no proof. And I dare call myself a librarian. Please calm down, I have news. You would address the people and tell them the truth of the Warriors of Light, of the Flood. How wonderful! You've regaled me with the tale once before, but I should love to hear it again. Oh, and you may be assured I will not come alone. Fantastic. I will see you all out there. I don't know when exactly, but I recommend just going out there now and waiting. Okay, next. Ah, yes, we should let folks know in the Merchant District area. Froggy, hello. Come to browse wares in the market, have you? Well, I can guarantee you'll have no trouble finding what you need, whatever it may be. Under Yulmore's new leadership, trade has never been more prosperous. Word is that fellow from Daedalus Stoneworks has taken over as mayor. Did he really? Little wonder business is booming the way it is. I imagine it won't be long before all of Norvrent reaps the benefits. But you've not come to talk about the market. Something on your mind? I see. The Exarch did mention they had something to do with your returning the knight to Norvrent. All right, consider my interest piqued. Fantastic, that's great. I will see you over in the XIV. Eventually. Let's go inform the folks up here. Glennard. Well, to what do I owe the pleasure? Whatever it is, I must ask you be brief. With the night returned, visitors have been flocking to the Crystarium, and to find myself too busy by half. I don't mind it, though. Seeing the stairs so full of life and excitement, one can almost forget the flood ever happened. I bring news. The truth about the Warriors of Light. But you already told me all there is to know. Didn't you? Well, if there's more to the story, I'd love to hear it. Maybe then I can compete with Ciela in regaling patrons with stories of their heroism. Perhaps I'll even inspire a few aspiring adventurers. Maybe so. Good to see you too, by the way. Hi. Welcome to the Wandering Stairs, love. What? What does that look for? I'm still a tavern wench, aren't I? We all have our parts to play. Right, but, oh, hey, neat. Didn't know I was going to be able to ask you questions. How fare you of late? Still tending the bar, cleaning up after drunkards and Glennard. If this is the punishment you had in mind, I struggle to fathom a harsher fate. In all seriousness, I have been making an effort to use my spare moments to entertain patrons with stories of the Warriors of Light. The truth, with all the forgotten glories and sordid details. This being a bar, most of the folks lending an ear are a few drinks deep, so there's no telling how much of it they retain, or believe, for that matter. But I'll keep at it. Stories have a way of spreading. That they do. Yeah, why not? A refresher. Tell me about the Shadowkeeper. Why, only the greatest villain of her day. The mysterious architect of countless tragedies all across Norvrent, who finally faced justice at the hands of the Warriors of Light. The betrayer whose defeat set in motion events culminating with the Flood of Light. But you knew that much, didn't you? Before I took that name, I was known by another, in the 13th, a shard all but subsumed by darkness. There, I met with Ascians, who convinced me that the only path to salvation was to embrace the dark and journey unto this world. I had two objectives. One was to raise up heroes, brave and true, worthy champions of the light, Ardbert and the others. I would join them in their journey and shepherd them unto glory. Heroes need enemies to grow stronger, and so I sowed the seeds of discord. From Lakeland to Calusia, from Amareng to Ilmeg, I set in motion events that would forever change the lives of my comrades and countless others. My second objective was contingent on the first. I would confront the adventurers forged by hardship into warriors of light, and strike them down at the height of their power, ensuring that the delicate imbalance between the primordial forces would be preserved just so. But, in the end, I failed. Tell me more about these warriors of light. Ardbert, Lamet, Brandon, Rendaray, Nielbert. These are the names of the villains responsible for the flood of light which nearly destroyed our world. Lies and slander, of course. They were as much victims of fate as any of us. They traveled the length and breadth of Norvrent, helping those in need, and for their deeds came to be known as heroes. But sometimes all it takes to destroy your reputation is a bad turn. And yet, despite everything that happened, they refused to give up. They cut a deal with the man in white and made one last desperate gamble. But you know that tale better than me, don't you? They did show up, bothering us over in the source in Heavensward for a little bit there. Good to see you. Anyway, I believe everyone is now informed. Let's go find Alphino. Finally the sun is out. That's nice. Would have really, literally dampened the mood if we were having to give a big speech out in the middle of the rain. 'Tis good to see the people of the Crystarium so eager to learn the truth. And with this newfound knowledge of the past, they will at last be able to look to the future with eyes unclouded. Those I spoke with at the orchard and the rookery were quite keen to hear what we have to say. For as much hope as they have for the future, the scars of the past weigh heavy on them still. Hopefully we can help. There you are. Between the four of us, I dare say we've swept the Crystarium from top to bottom. Now we need but wait for the people to gather. Pretty good turnout.
Yes, this looks to be nearly everyone. Let us begin, shall we? Though I am usually the first to hold forth at such events, I think on this occasion that honor should fall to you.
They would be more inclined to take the word of the Warrior of Darkness.
Indeed. In light of the subject matter, who better than thee to speak these truths?
Well, we're usually not the talker of the crew, but we can give it a shot.
Wicked White? The Warriors of Light did all that?
So they never... I mean, they only ever wanted to help. And when everything they'd done turned to ash, they still carried on.
They gave everything to stop the flood. First their lives, then their souls. And they managed it too, in the end. They saved us. And we cursed their names.
This should go a long way towards clearing the air. Impossible.
You can see him too? I take it I'm not imagining this then. Yeah, usually we were the only one seeing him.
I definitely see something. You don't think it's a ghost, do you?
Nay, yonder standeth no bloodless apparition, but a warrior of light and darkness both. Ardbert.
What in the world?
It's you! The one who slew the Eater!
That it should be the Warrior of Darkness who brought the truth to light. You've saved me a fair bit of time, though I have a few words of my own to say, if I may. People of the Crystarium! I am Ardbert, one of those you know as a Warrior of Light.
That's impossible. You should be dead.
Aye, that I should. But as the world has been given new life, so too have I. I know not why I, and I alone, have been gifted this chance. But I do know this. Only by the will of the star itself could such a miracle come to pass. The hero who stands before you now, the Warrior of Darkness, is not of this world. And the day will come when he must return to his home.
I was kind of trying to keep that quiet.
But this land is our home. And if it is to remain so, now and forevermore, it is we who must protect it. The time to rely on saviors from afar has passed. It is you who must rise. You who must become the new warriors of light.
What? Us? Warriors of Light?
None of us were born heroes, my friend. I was only ever a man with a thirst for adventure. But wherever my journeys took me, I was invariably confronted with the same choice. To lend what aid I could to those in need, or not. And I always chose the former. Any one of you could do the same. All you need is the will to help your fellow man, and the resolve to see it through.
From thine own lips did we learn of Ardbert's fate, and by thy countenance I gather thou art not inclined to recant thy testimony. Yet whosoever this man may be, his words hold truth and resonate with the citizenry besides. For us to voice our doubts here and now would serve but to sow disquiet. 'Twere better we retired unto the ocular and there discuss this matter in private.
Go. I will stay here and watch.
Okay.
So, that is a warrior of light of the first. I've not had the pleasure of making his acquaintance, but as you all seem to be in agreement, I gather this is no simple case of mistaken identity.
As far as I was able to discern, that was indeed Ardbert. It has been a long time, but not that long. Could he truly have been resurrected as he claims?
No, absolutely not. Or it looks like him and sounds like him, but it isn't him. He does seem a bit off.
Ardbert did entrust his very soul unto thee. I see no reason to question thy judgment.
Nor I. To my eyes, your ether burns as brightly as the day you slew Emmett Selk. That is proof that he is with you still.
Yet that which standeth now before the people is far more than a passing imitation. I am reminded of the cardinal virtues, though a sin-eater he is not. Which leaveth but one plausible explanation.
That he is an Ascian.
Given their fondness for posthumous possession, I would have to agree. From what I understand, the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Yulmore by those whom they had aided in life. At the time, some few still remembered them as heroes. Needless to say, 4 of them were subsequently exhumed to serve as the virtues. And if one knew where to look, Ardbert too would not have been difficult to find.
Assuming then that this is indeed the work of an Ascian, my mind inevitably turns to the last remaining paragon to survive the Sundering.
Elidibus. That Xenos hath reclaimed his own flesh is known. Thus evicted from his borrowed form, and cognizant no doubt of Emet-Selk's failure here in the First, 'tis quite possible the emissary chose Ardbert for his next vessel.
Inhabiting the flesh of the fallen? My, that is unsavory. And they do this often, you say?
Verily, for they possess no corporeal forms of their own. In what one may term their natural state, none save those gifted with the echo can perceive them. Indeed, when Elidibus intruded upon the waking sands, his presence did go unmarked by all save Minfilia and the Warrior of Light.
Boy, that was so long ago, but it's true.
On that occasion, I myself remained ignorant of his coming until after his departure. It was only at a later juncture, when he deigned to appear before me in borrowed flesh, that I was finally able to take the measure of him. In such puppetry do the Ascians engage when they seek to influence the course of history.
And they have gained much by it. Emet-Selk single-handedly built the Garlean Empire in this manner, while La Hebrea came close to conquering Eorzea, having taken possession of Thancred's living body.
Yet it must needs be noted that the Ascians cannot avail themselves of all mortal vessels. For were they able to do so, none would serve as a better pawn than our own redoubtable champion. Mayhap the blessing of light shieldeth Hydaelyn's chosen from Ascian influence. Or mayhap other forces are at work. We cannot say for certain.
Whatever the reason, I hope it holds true. I dare not contemplate what might come to pass otherwise.
Is it not peculiar, then, that Ardbert's mortal remains should be susceptible, given that he was once a warrior of light? Or did the final departure of his soul make it possible, perhaps? Regardless, to hear an Ascian use him to call forth new warriors of light boggles the mind.
Elidibus hath ever been an enigma, his ostensible purpose being to preserve the balance between light and dark. When he made overtures towards me, however, I was afforded a glimpse behind the mask of the self-appointed emissary. I shall not defend mine actions, undertaken in pursuit of a better understanding of our foe as either wise or prudent. Nevertheless, what little I did glean may now prove useful. Elidibus possesseth a subtle mind, practiced in the art of manipulation. That he coaxed this star's most valiant heroes as far as the source with naught save half-truths is no trifling feat. And now I believe he doth employ his skills once more to some as yet unknown end. Though naught is certain, should my suspicions prove true, we shall have need of all our wits if we are to uncover and thereafter thwart his plot.
Agreed. 'Tis plain that simply speaking out against him will not avail us. At best, it would only serve to confuse the people. And I would hesitate to do anything which might tarnish Ardbert's reputation once more, nor yours by association. That being the case, it may be wise to keep a covert eye on this Ardbert's movements, as we attempt to discern his purpose and how best to mitigate his influence.
His performance appears to have concluded. What now? Go back out and follow him?
'Twould appear Master Alphino already hath pursuit in mind, and I suspect one pair of eyes shall better serve our cause than half a dozen. Let the rest of us maintain an inconspicuous distance, for the present at least.
Boy, I do love some of the story stuff that happens in these patches post Shadowbringers. It's some good Final Fantasy XIV, man. Anyway. We were a hair's breadth from defeat when we faced Emmett Selk, and now we must contend with yet another Ascian. We must tread carefully.
What a despicable practice, appropriating corpses. Such depravity eclipses any horrors I witnessed in the age of Verbert. They must be stopped.
I agree. We must not act until Ardbert hath made plain his plans. 'Twould be folly to proclaim him false at this juncture. You're probably right. Do you have ideas? With furrowed brow, the Crystal Exarch deliberates your next move. You did well to dispel the falsehoods surrounding the Warriors of Light and their actions prior to the Flood. Though I must say the reappearance of Ardbert, or rather one who appropriated his identity, was a rather curious development. He is an imposter, of that there's no doubt, but to the masses he will appear as a hero returned from the grave.
After the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Yulmore, the people prayed fervently for the gods to deliver them from their plight. Prayed that these fallen heroes be born again from their sacrifices. What bitter irony.
I, for one, would like to know why Ardbert urged the people to become Warriors of Light themselves. Ere we take action, we must needs ascertain his intent. Let us pray that Master Alphino returneth soon with that most essential knowledge. For now, I think it best to apprise Thancred and Reen of our efforts. When we do confront Ardbert, we shall no doubt have need of their strength. Agreed. I think it prudent we all take measures to prepare for what's to come. Becklug and I will continue our research into how we might improve the spirit vessel, that it might one day carry you home. Then I think it's time I return to the Greatwood. Until now, everything we've learned of the Ascians has been handed to us at their leisure. But that was one of Emmett Selk's unique failings. I have no reason to think that Elidibus will be as forthcoming. Fortunately, I recently received word from Fanau that heretofore unexplored chambers have been discovered deep within the Katana Ravel. Almet believes the relics within tell of a great calamity that befell an ancient civilization, that of the Ascians, perhaps. They may lead us to the truths we seek. Would you care for some company? We haven't hung out in a little bit. Let me know how that works out. No, I think I'll come with. I wouldn't dream of going without you. When you're ready, make for Fano. Almet and her sisters will be expecting us. Then let us be about our tasks. Pray give my regards to the V's. Will do. All right. We've a new task.
I will help the Exarch in any way I can, but the key to solving our problem lies with him and the Allagan Eye.
Good luck. Though I would like to join you in untangling the Ascians' machinations, I think it best I stay here and devote my energies to finding a way to deliver the Scions back onto the Source. That is probably for the best. We have a lot of us. Let's multitask. Okay. We gotta head back out to Raktika, but we have been standing in a lot of rain in these clothes, and I think maybe before we go we should change into something a little more dry and comfortable. Let's have another costume change. Excuse me. Here we go. Looking pretty nice. I likes it. Nice and simple, but still sort of has the sort of like martial artist sort of energy to it. Lightweight, flexible, comfy. It's very good. Thanks again to Dermot's fairy godparent for the exquisite look. All right, Raktika Woods, let's go. Here we are again. Don't think we've been to Fanau since graphics update. Looking good. Not radically different. I guess a lot of places in 14 haven't been fully like graphic updated entirely. Like the lighting system changes, the texture changes, the shader changes. Like, a lot of the general across-the-board changes are still all applying, so a lot of it is, like, beneficially affecting the visuals in lots of old places, but they've not gone back and, like, really done an overhaul on the geometry or the environments or, like, really added any specific sprucing up details to places all around. Like, the latest expansion, Dawntrail, obviously, is benefiting from all that, and I think that they are meaning to go back to old places and spruce them up a bit over time, over the next expansion or two worth of content, but still looks a little nicer. Anyway, let us pray these new ruins are not as unwelcoming as the last. Yeah, that was a real headache. Hello.
The allies of Ronka. It feels as if an age has passed since you last graced us with your presence.
I agree, it's been a long time.
You look as if you haven't seen us in an age. Is the passage of time really all that different for you dwarves?
Right, y'all. Dwarves is the term for me out here. I almost forgot. Anyway, hello. Welcome, allies of Ronka. We have accomplished much since last you came. With the Light Warden dead and its minions dispersed, we have at last reclaimed our hunting grounds near the Raktika Falls. It was there that we discovered more ruins. Although we ran afoul of no traps while exploring its halls, we determined that the innermost chambers were warded by magic. We all were in agreement. Before any investigation could proceed, you should be summoned. We are grateful that you did. From what you've told me, I strongly suspect that the wisdom my comrades and I seek can be found within. This wisdom could prove invaluable, for we may soon face a foe whose greatest asset is our ignorance. I see. Then it is good that you have come, for Ronka was once home to the greatest of weapons, knowledge and understanding. It is our duty to ensure that you and yours do not want for either. That said, we must proceed with caution. To have reached the inner chambers unmolested suggests a far more formidable deterrent yet lies within. Come now, surely any threat sleeping within the ruins pales in comparison to those we've faced thus far.
This is not a game, sister. You should not be so eager to run headlong into danger. Oh, and who was it pining for the return of our allies that we might venture into the ruins, clutching at her staff at night, wishing it were... You promised not to tell. Then I suggest we be going. Get back here!
Remind me, exactly how old are you and your sisters? On second thought, perhaps it's for the better, I do not know. Pray, forgive their overzealous nature. None save we three have been privileged to escort you and yours into the ruins and bear witness to its secrets. Their hearts now burn with a curiosity that is not easily satiated. Please, you needn't apologize. As a seeker of knowledge myself, I understand full well their enthusiasm. And if not for your sedulous efforts to protect the ruins, we would not be afforded this opportunity. Speaking of which, I believe I have kept you from the ruins long enough. Come, let us make for the Kitana Ravel. Okay. I am stylish and ready. I don't feel like running. Hensen! Thank you. Boy, the nighttime version of this theme out here sure is nice. Even Emmett Selk was taken aback to find a mural illustrating the final days in these ruins. What other surprises do you suppose yet lie within? I'd love to find out.
I feel oddly ill-equipped to venture inside, but with you here, I'm sure things will work out.
They usually do.
Ready when you are.
Fantastic, I am ready. It is most strange for these halls to be left unguarded. Have care when breaking the seal on the chamber door. Danger surely awaits us on the other side. So it would seem. Oh goodness, danger and spectacle. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Don't gotta twist my arm. Proceed.
Come. Our new discoveries are to be found this way.
The people of Ronka are known to have venerated animals, but these features do not match those of any indigenous species. This is no common beast. Though that much is plain from its proportions.
Lifelike, is it not? One could almost imagine it breathed. Why you... Ugh.
This owl, by contrast, seems no different from the others we've seen.
The sealed door lies ahead. As you see, one statue is missing. I expect we are meant to replace it as before.
Too simple. There will be some additional defense mechanism. Just a moment. There are words carved into the stone. He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber shall instead waken the beast and know his folly. Wait! Don't!
Oh dear.
What? But I only... What is happening? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, it lives!
Why am I not surprised? Prepare yourselves.
Yipes. Oh no. Hello. Oh dear. Well. Okay. You trespass, mortal, upon sacred ground. In retribution, 4 souls have I bound. I see, yes. Yet to heroes proven learned and wise, a comrade's soul shall be their prize. If you would see theirs set free, answer me these riddles 3. Ooh. Game show. Love it. Deft of paw, with kin do I vie. Though sought apart, betterment of whole do our efforts descry. What am I? Ooh. Curl, Colibri, or Opo Opo. Deft of paw with kin do I vie, though sought apart, betterment of the whole do our efforts descry. Let's see. With kin do I vie, though sought apart, betterment of the whole do our efforts descry. I'm going to guess Opo Opo on this one. Could see it being a curl, but we'll see. Place palm on the Opo Opo statue. Indeed, the Opo Opo's keen and shrewd, the spirit of ingenuity, by whose guidance the Ronkins did prosperity pursue. The riddle's answer you did discern, and thus to you a soul returns. Welcome back. With fearsome fang I travel with pack. Together we find harmony, and thus for peace our land does not lack. What am I? Travel with pack, eh? Well, that makes this one a little bit easier. Wolf statue. How are we feeling? Indeed, 'twas the spirit of the wolf their doctrines praised, that they would know peace and harmony to the end of their days. The riddle's answer you did discern, and thus to you a soul returns. What happened? On my belly do I crawl, by my strength does prosperity reign within our hall. What am I? And that one just seems easy. Everyone knows Opo Opos crawl around on their tummies all the time. Indeed, the dread serpent turned protector, lured to slumber ere it tear the world asunder. The riddle's answer you did discern, and thus to you a soul returns. My thanks. Still missing one. Can I have another question? Desire you that which I yet claim, then we shall play another game. Yes, please. Can we get some game show music? A test of mind and memory. Choose wisely, and you all may yet go free. Twixt these talismans hide friend and foe. Choose your companions well, or sorrow know. Free your comrades from the talismans. I see. No hints on this one, huh? Okay, well, I'll try this one. Select this talisman. Hey, nice. I will defer to your judgment. Okay. Would that I could read these talismans. Maybe you? Nice. Well done. Goodness, wow, we nailed that. Your comrades are assembled, together at last. Yet still there remains one trial you must pass. If you would glean the knowledge enshrined in this earth, I would first take the measure of your worth. One worthy of she who the Ronkins extolled must be strong of mind, body, and soul. Defeat the Huaka. Very well. Thank you for the game show, though. It was a good time. All right, come on, gang. Finally. This is what I was expecting to find here in the ruins. Be careful, sisters. Holds nothing back. Failure of this test does not appear to be an option. Oh, spread out, everyone. Quickly, fan out before it strikes. I'll do some dancing. Its sights are set on Y'shtola. Hurry, we must protect her. Good work, everyone. Beat it up. Victory oft begs sacrifice, but which of you would pay the price? Oh, I got stunned. Hey, guys, could I have a hand? Darmin, hurry, we have to save him. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it. Good teamwork. I wonder, can I choose a dance partner in this? Do extra damage. Oh, hey, we can. Sweet. Didn't know if it would allow it since we weren't party members, technically. Oh, no. Simmet. Oh, okay. I'm helping. Impressive. Thank you, we try. Oh, excuse me. No, thank you.
I will not hold back.
Do you mind? I'm dancing here. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. Run! You may think you have won, but we have only just begun. Always here for an antagonist who is willing to subscribe to the grunty school of dialogue. Poison? Come, gather around me. Reinforcements. Leave them to me. Okay. By all means, take over. You're doing pretty good. We mustn't waste time with this slime. Focus on the Guardian. Show them your all.
Away with you!
Come on, take it down. Finish it. There we go. Well fought, hero. The trial is complete. The way is open, and thus I concede defeat. Not wholly unexpected, but an exhausting ordeal nevertheless. That should be the last of the chamber's defenses. At last we can leave. I'm glad that is over. Me too, though I did have fun.
Twould seem the magics have returned us. How polite. Now, what have we learned?
Ah, we were bound to run into a living statue eventually. And now we can open the door.
Nothing. We have learned nothing.
He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber. A tomb, just as I thought. Befitting a hero.
She is Vis. Could it be the Archmage Tiuna? A legendary hero of Ronka, as you surmised. The tales tell of how she smote entire armies with a single incantation, So potent was her spellcraft. Though she ever fought in the name of peace.
I thought them no more than tales. To think she really existed.
Well, I for one always believed.
I wonder. By the light of fallen stars, great power awakens.
Tuna was not only a master of spellcraft. It is said she could see truths long lost and hear the voices of men's hearts.
Naught less than the echo. In which case, none of this is mere coincidence. A shower of stars setting the sky aflame. And in both this world and the Source, we find individuals within whom a mysterious power awakened at the sight. We can never unpick the why of it. Now, however, I believe we might. Does the scene depicted here not resemble the one we saw when we first ventured into the Katana Ravel? Moreover, does it not recall that which Emmett Selk invited us to witness in Amarot? The final days. If, as the Exarch's research suggests, soul and mind share a fragile yet profound bond, might it not be possible for an event to leave such a deep imprint upon the soul that it could be perceived eons later, given a suitable trigger? The echo defies explanation by conventional etherological theory, or shall we say modern etherological theory. But if it is a power that once belonged to the ancients, to souls yet undivided, it would seem I have entered the realm of pure speculation, and I call myself a scholar. I shall refrain from making any further wild claims until such time as I have evidence. Still, I cannot choose but be reminded of our experience in Amarot.
Then you must recall Emmett Selk's dying request, or I will not soon forget it. Similar responses, really, though I am curious if Emmett Selk's request seemed as important to the others.
Remember us.
History is learned, not lived. We have always protected the tales of Ronka, just as we have protected this place. But we are mindful of what our mothers taught us. We see the past through our own eyes and speak of it with our own words. Thus do we come to understand it in our own way. But this is not the same as remembering.
Your mothers were wise. Though we witnessed the final days, our impressions cannot fail to be colored by our own experiences and expectations. Those who lived through it would have perceived the event quite differently. We must bear in mind that it is no simple matter to keep the truth alive, or it will die with Emmett Selk and his kin. But we have disturbed Tuna long enough. Fanau will serve similarly well as a venue for our contemplations.
Okay. Boy, they got all kinds of knights lore reveals in those Runka ruins. What useful expositional secrets they hold. Anyway, let's get this stuff off my screen. It's terrible. We learned nothing of the Ascians, but the potential link between the Echo and preternatural star showers is intriguing. That is true. And worth remembering from kind of like the both 1.0 and Realm Reborn days, that characters like receiving the Echo, like initially, was heralded by a meteor shower. Like in 1.0, player characters witnessed a meteor shower and found that they had the Echo, and Minfilia got it the same way. And Durman did as well. Like, kind of more in a vision, witnessed a meteor shower, but it is still the same way. And from that point on, I think that's when we first encountered Hydaelyn and first started being able to, like, use the Echo to witness past events. So it does seem like there's a correlation, which is neat.
Tiuna's the reason I took up spellcraft, you know. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine her tomb would be found, let alone that we would be the ones to have the honor to do so.
Yes, this is quite the special day.
I sorely underestimated the defenses of these ruins. Perhaps Emmett was right to urge caution.
By your pensive expression, I take it the tomb has given you much to think about. That is well. In time, the knowledge you have gleaned will lead to understanding, and thus arm you for what is to come. Before you leave, however, I would speak again of the teachings of our forebears, of history learned, not lived. The legend of Tiuna and her exploits has been told countless times over the centuries. Yet, as it is handed from one generation to the next, the story changes. With each telling of the tale, there are new flourishes, details changed or lost. We can never truly know how she lived, for we were not there to see it. But we are here now to bear witness to your life. We have seen the change you have wrought, the echoes that will endure long after you are gone. And though it too will change in time, I swear to you, we shall do our best to preserve your story. That's very kind of you to say.
I hope you'll forgive me if I don't make an oath of my own, but I think it goes without saying we would never misspeak of your heroism. Perish the thought. So long as we're here, there are none among the Vis who will not know of all you have done for Norvrent.
We are not deserving of such reverence, but we are grateful all the same. You can be certain we will have our own tales to tell of the great guardians of Raktika and the ruins of Runka. I pray you safe travels, then. As ever, we shall await your return with open arms. It's very good seeing you three again, but this has been quite the long episode and we need to wrap it up. I will see you all next time for some more Final Fantasy XIV Story Mode. Do take care, and goodbye!